Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala now we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for it in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when them cook the soup or plasas where them like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program where we call Colres, as we dey look at different story them na the front page and inside the newspaper. So not forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube. Usai we go bring to una different guests them where they can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the voice of the voiceless.
Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala now we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for it in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when them cook the soup or plasas where them like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program where we call Colres, as we dey look at different story them na the front page and inside the newspaper. So not forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube. Usai we go bring to una different guests them where they can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the voice of the voiceless.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of a program we call Colres. Right on we are on YouTube and on Facebook. Also we can discuss issues them where they come out of the different newspaper them inside the country. Well, of course, and first of all, I want to say sorry for yesterday night because we know before car with the normal we had program to you. But notwithstanding, we still continue. Hopefully, we come this night. Well, now we continue with the program and then we start with the first paper inside the program this morning. We're at the Gleaner newspaper. The Gleaner newspaper gathers banner headline. We say West African Elders Forum pre-election team arrives in Freetown. You as well get a true stick, meaning behind Diamond from Sierra Leone by Kanye West and GZ. And we as well get President Bio receives ECOWAS AU delegation on fact-finding mission ahead of June 2023 election. This another story there for you inside this edition of the Gleaner newspaper. The next one are the Independent Observer newspaper, where say Smart Movement predicts 72% vote for President Bio re-election. As well get Obasanjo leads West Africa Elders Forum pre-election mission to Sierra Leone. Interreligious Council calls for credible, free, fair and non-violent election. This is another story there for you inside this edition of the Independent Observer. The next one, now the New Age newspaper, we say voter ID card saga. More than 80% black and white. 1,692 photoless. And 156 mismatch. On 2,609 misplaced location. And then you as well get BHF donate over 7 million leones worth of food items to Muslims and Christians. This is another story for you inside this edition of the New Age. And of course, you get CCSL demands full investigation on the murder of ASP Banya. This is another story for you inside the New Age. Next one, now Voice of Salone. We say, following the killing of policeman, 31 suspects arrested. And you as well get Chinese company accused of assassination attempt. This is another story for you inside this edition of the Voice of Salone. As well, you get time is running out. ECSL must address voter concerns over subpar voter ID card. You as well get this another story for inside this edition of the Voice of Salone. And you get News Times Daily, where say APC is no big deal for SLPP. 5 more years, President Bill. And you as well get, as they distribute Ramadan gifts, a Muslim countrywide bless First Lady, First Family. You as well get $400 million investments on rail port extension in Sierra Leone. Leone Rock expands operations in Guinea and Liberia. And IGP Fayaselu reassures citizens of tight security. This is another story there for you inside this edition of the News Times newspaper. The next one at the Guardian Post, we see RENIP calls for election postponement. You as well get PPRC on the spotlight in Sierra Leone's hollow democracy. Born to Block gives back to society. You as well get the agony of a father. Fatima Bio endorses Honorable Dixon Momo Rogers. This is another story for you inside this edition of the Guardian Post. And you as well get the next one, when at the AZ newspaper, we say a malicious publication. Leone Rock demands retraction and apology. And you as well get Ministry of Health and Sanitation launches procurement guidelines and national alcohol policy. ECOWAS ministers boost tourism industry with adoption of new standards for hotel services, and trade minister frowns at hiking of prices. LIM Group seeks to expand in West Africa. This is another story for you inside this edition of AZ newspaper. Next one at the Calabash newspaper, we see Choitram Natcom boost constituency 115 with solar light. And you as well get new World Health Organization country rep extols Sierra Leone for drastic reduction in maternal mortality. As police mount investigations, Sludge and Guild of Editors denounce killing of policeman. Indian government support ECSL with indelible ink ahead of upcoming election. An independent representative of CUNET Sierra Leone donates to Calabash newspaper. And executive director of Pekin Business cautions politicians not to involve kids in politics. This is another story for you inside the Calabash newspaper. The Focus 24/7 at the next one, we say as Parliament passes Finance Act 2023, new tax regime will cause more hardship. You as well get with prevailing poor living condition in prison, second chance foundation post to change IIIS surrounding prisons. You as well get Mines Minister survives alleged assassination attempt, and Yakan and partner called for passing of Child Rights Bill 2022. This is another story for you inside this edition of Focus 24/7. The next one now, the open space, we say 2023 Parliamentary Welfare Bill exposes opposition dangerous tactics. And cries to pass Child Rights Bill intensify. Children appeal to President Bill, save us from abuse. This is another story for you inside this edition of Open Space. The next one at the Freetown Daily, we see Leone Rock Metal Group seeking growth opportunities in West Africa, and International Development Institute capacitate NPPA staff in United States. And 31 arrested for murder of police commander. International and Quad Day in the legacy of the late former founder of the Islamic Republic of Iran and now policy to reduce the use of alcohol. Commandant of Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping meets IGP. This is another story for you inside the Freeton Daily. The next paper, now the African 24, we say from new direction to right direction. CSP Edna Silva excels. And you as well get WICM Global Fund in collaboration with IPHAU organized 5-day peer educators refresher training, and mosque receives Quran from Muslim Congress. Deceitfulness, ECSL shady. This is another story for you inside the African 24. And the C for the media. Now the next paper we say over malicious publication, Leone Rock demand retraction and apology. And Leone Rock Metal expand and operations in Guinea and Liberia. Voters heavily frowns at ECSL cheap, disposable and substandard voter ID cards. And you as well get cognizant of rising and poverty, high cost of living and inflation standing at over 40%. APC MPs reject insensitive welfare bill. This is another story for you inside the C4D media. And the last paper for this morning, at the Awko newspaper, we say four school going pupils drowned in Moa River in Kenema. Obasanjo leads West African Elders Forum pre-election delegation to Sierra Leone. And our biggest fear is when politicians use children in riot. Human Rights Commission Sierra Leone Gender Director. And you as well get a scam return to Makeni. After ASP Banya assassination, Sierra Leone police vows to bring perpetrator to book. This is another story day for you inside the Awko newspaper for this morning. Well, not all the paper in this way we actually get this morning inside the program. Let's take a break and then we guest them inside the program.
Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wala now we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when they cook the soup or plasas where they like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program where we call Colres, as we dey look at different story them na the front page and inside the newspaper. So not forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube. Usai we go bring to una different guests them where they can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the voice of the voiceless.
All right, welcome back on the line. We actually don't get two guests and we don't join we inside the program this morning. We start with the one within a Zoom. We na Alphonsus Bani, we they represent Human Rights Defenders Network. And in same way, so don't they mix several human rights, groups them. The issues the organization them where they protect the interests of people. And so we get Alphonsus Bani waiting at the Zoom. Alphonsus, good morning and welcome to the program. And thank you, even with your tight schedule, you're able for come inside, for come talk to people. Thank you very much for that.
You're most welcome.
All right. Let we go again. We get now the WhatsApp. We get Cecil Cole Showers. We are the email for Guardian Post. Cecil, decide when you really get noise. But welcome to the program.
Yeah,
All right. So waiting I go advice when you know the talk, I go and follow you the mute where you tell me you on mute, yeah? Okay, yes. Okay, so we'll start with the first paper this morning inside the program. And we'll look at the first paper we'll look at now the Awoko newspaper this morning. The Awoko newspaper actually they talk about several issues. Them number one, we will talk about. They say Obasanjo leads West African Elders Forum pre-election delegation to Sierra Leone. And this now the issue this way we see come out of plenty paper them this morning. As we get, them people there, so we don't come for meet with the opposition, the ruling government, CSOs, and other election management bodies, them, we basically they look at election business, and since then are elders, them, then are one way or the other, and people them way be don't in the power. It's either vice president or president, or they don't be head of delegation them. But then are the country right now. So let's start with the Zoom. Alphonsus, what do you make up of their mission there? So we actually don't come na salon because we even understand, say, the ECOWAS and the AU mission themselves, the president as well receive them. Then all of them are preparation for the election. What will you get then delegation there? So waiting this the send to we all wait there for watch waiting the election go carry it. Alphonsus.
Well, normally about a normal procedure for within the ECOWAS and the African Union for ensure, say, based on the convention and democracy and elections and good governance in Africa. It's a normal procedure for make member states within the AU, and particularly the AU organ and the ECOWAS, for make that identify key champions where they lead the process and engage other member states then in terms of their own fulfillment to the elections and democracy and governance architecture in Africa. So for me, we see a former president of Nigeria, Obasanjo, and former President Goodluck, and the former Vice President of the Gambia, they lead that trip there for camp. Now part of the normal protocol within the AU and the ECOWAS for ensure, say, member states then fulfill their regional obligations to democracy and good governance within that framework of the AU, so that we will get a level playing field. So then come one like a forerunner, like where they get somebody before you go past some side, they send a messenger where they go lay the foundation. So then come one for just can't begin gather, see what them for engage political parties, see what all other stakeholders as we prepare for go towards the election, so that whatever they
we
get.
find out
So
not just the Elders Council no more we come. We see the AU and the ECOWAS safe, according to them. I don't know. According to this,
the AU and the ECOWAS mission we come, they come purely on an assessment, now pre-election assessment visit.
Pre-election finding
and
mission, yes, exactly.
And one of the colleagues, they part of that assessment, the way they handle the gender aspects, in common from Ghana, is they part of that team.
Basically, when we talk about the assessment, what exactly then they assess? What they look at?
Well, they look at different parameters where they involve in elections. They look at everything involved on election business, because they therefore provide the AU and ECOWAS therefore provide an election observer mission.
Mm-hmm.
So now then they come for council first prior to the elections. What's in the atmosphere in Sierra Leone as we prepare as we go towards the election? Mm-hmm. How prepared are we from the electoral commission point of view, from the government point of view, civil society point of view, political parties point of view, security sector, the judiciary, all the other things? How prepared are we for these elections? What will be the challenges? And so that before they go, they don't provide some solutions if there are challenges, so that they are addressing challenges prior to the election. So when they can,
but the time we get now, just approximately 1 month or less. 1 month, yes, in between. We get enough time for all of them suggestion will come.
Of course, because we don't know. It will be difficult for me to say no. We'll not get enough time, because we don't even know what thing for be the issues or the challenges. Yeah. If now challenges when they talk about what is it, so now I think they will probably them we will address in the next 1 day, the next 1 week, or the next 2 weeks, or whatsoever. So these are probably logistics issues, timing issues, political inclusion, or time frame for all that, and looking at even what's in their own now the court on the judiciary, because judiciary also gets a role. They find out say even one of the political candidates they face trial. So all the things they did until they get for look at and how they go for also engage the judiciary for make sure say anything they get on political trials and for expedite and quickly so that it no go affect the political timeline. Okay. So all the things that they look at for lay the foundation for prepare ourselves for make we go towards the election. June 24, 2020.
So now we come in with showers. You know, we don't see them people there. As a journalist, we don't watch all of them still there. Please unmute. As a journalist, we don't watch how things then unfold in the country. With the arrival of, you know, the Elder Council, with the arrival of the AU and ECOWAS fact-finding mission. As a journalist, how you see them visit there?
Well, I'm trying very much. Well, as far as we go, some of them people when we see another delegation, they are the issue with it.
Okay.
I mean, I'll be to them in terms of trust, I'll be to them in terms of accountability, in terms of transparency. Of course, according to the release, Olusegun Obasanjo, he was the former president of Nigeria. Mm-hmm. And we all see, I mean, how the Nigeria election ends, the recent Nigeria election. Of course, I mean, we don't kind of put lots of controversy, legal battling in our courts and this and that. So it rings a bell to us as a Sierra Leoneans. I mean, let me not get another recurrent. I mean, the Nigeria issue, because all you know, we see how the Nigeria election go, and we see Obasanjo as a former president of Nigeria, we self-condemning. You know, the current election happened in Nigeria, in particular the corona. They say, I mean, the election was not credible, blah, 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 blah. So we see Obasanjo now really come out from Nigeria, we don't get to a population of over 200,000 population. They can lead a whole ECOWAS delegation to come and oversee the whole election. So, I mean, as a critical mind, it rings a bell. It rings a bell to some of we at the end of the day want to see a credible partial election so that at the end of the day, Sierra Leoneans will be happy. So indeed, we will get a credible election. Also, let me not forget the current ECSL chairman, Wina Kone. I mean, he was in Nigeria. He was part of the delegation with the Nigeria INEC invites for the vaccine election in Nigeria. And we see how the electoral commissioner in Nigeria, at the end of the day, how we administer the election. There was not a new political party experience at the top position in the courts, you know, for the contest the election not credible. And we don't see now Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president of Nigeria, he come back now as a leading delegation for can conduct the election or per se for can observe the election. I mean, it rings a bell, to be honest with you.
Alphonsus, you are waiting Showers say he gets concerned that the way they lead the elders council for come, the elders forum for come and you know watch how they prepare for the election. Obasanjo, he get concerned with you know, taking into consideration a former president of Nigeria and we see how the Nigeria election come. You share the same thing or you get a different view?
Me get a different view.
Okay.
This when we look at watching somebody done, maybe what's happening in the country, and Obasanjo is not just one individual. Mm-hmm. So you know, we'll talk about the election we go in Nigeria. Now Obasanjo now in whatever if they are challenge or whatever challenge is so commodity. Now Obasanjo orchestrate such what is it? And according to the AU protocols, now that make you can see even we in Sierra Leone, when they come by elections, observer missions or whatsoever, and even pre-elections visits, when they see who former president, if they go by the mission and they because now the protocol done therefore within the AU system that former heads of states now they lead delegations of for do observer missions or even getting meetings related to the African Charter on Democracy, Elections, and Governance. Mm-hmm. Once it relates to that one, they find out in most of the leadership they go. That's the protocol. So whether it's you find a way that way they will say that now the institutional procedure we will all get for follow and we get for respect. And so I think Obasanjo in can one, they can say they can use the influence of say they can because in position of the former head of state, and two, they can see what in country and he advised all people that were concerned, you know, you don't just talk with SLP and NP and go. You know, just don't talk with APC and advise APC and go. No, they all sit down together, then discuss, and they go to everybody. So there is no way me go sit down and subscribe, say, and come and will go down to whatsoever, because you know they can't talk to one person, but they can't talk to every sector in society within this country.
All right, Showers, that alley you fear.
No, I think so. Banini gets on a little bit wrong, yeah. Now we talk about the ECOWAS. You know, the ECOWAS and this bloggers. You know, I mean, how credible are they in terms of when you talk about electoral process within the West Africa region? How credible are they? We don't see elections then. We don't conduct West Africa.
So this make I ask you a particular question, Showers. You know, Honest by Chroma as well don't they be part of the delegation, and you as well question the credibility of INSEF? Yeah, because I see in your opening submission, you actually question the credibility of Obasanjo. That's why they ask you.
He's the leader of the delegation. He's the chairman of the delegation. That's why I've been voted on him. Yeah, he's the leader of the delegation. And you know, it's one month to conduct election in Nigeria, and we all see how the Nigerian election talent.
So you put your argument based on the outcome of the Nigerian election. But Bani say Obasanjo not to the only person in Nigeria, and he not get saying in the Nigerian election totally.
Yeah, but he's a former president. He's a stakeholder.
All right. So I see point as
well. Just
okay, Banika inside.
Let's just make a quick clarification.
Okay.
Obasanjo no dey represent Nigerian government.
Okay.
In this particular mission.
Okay.
They represent the AU as an institution, the African Union. They represent. And Madam, the former president of the Gambia, they also represent ECOWAS. You know, they represent them through institutions. When they don't come as Nigerian government or Nigerian people, they come as elders where the AU and the ECOWAS they support.
Okay.
So they're not just going for council, no, do something, but they are also supporting the process of African mechanism and institutions.
Obasanjo, he was a former president, and the credibility source of that individual. How credible, how independent are they? Because
I want to real to the topic.
All right. So like Bani say, they actually can represent institution, and they get like a guide where they guide them actually. They're not just they come talk or represent themselves or they country them. All right. Yeah, you right. You correct. You correct.
When you talk about the entire Africa bloc, especially the EU, I mean, how effective are they in terms of overseeing election? You know, they dance to the tune, they make this force of movement, they put dance with. You understand it? And they don't carry out the entire election. At the end of the day, voting was on top, and the final. But I believe they coming into Sierra Leone. I mean, it's not a bad.
But they're not the camp for car. They're not the camp for can interfere, but rather than the camp for can see and observe, and if they get anything where they see, then discuss them. If the ECSL or the government take them, okay. If you not take them, they're not the first person for that.
No, definitely they cannot. And they might not take it or whatever, but they have one way for influence the election.
Yeah.
We don't see the 2018 election. Excuse me. We don't see the 2018 election. What Tim Mahama do? John Mahama, from Ghana. We don't see election back to Ghana. We don't see the role we play in the 2018 election as Salou. You understand it? So when you see them kind of people, they come on board. I mean, you don't come up and say.
So tell me about this John Muhammad thing. Tell me about this John Muhammad thing, because a lot of people get concerned, and some people want for share the one way you dey share. Let me hear what do you think. What do you be observe, or what do you be observed? What do you know?
I mean, it's not a secret. You know what John Mama play. You all know, I mean, there are a lot of things they play behind the scene. When something permits you, they are not for sound over here. But people are aware of the things they know for saying the role that they play was not good. You know, as the head of the electoral body, he can't play, he's very free and be the player. We automatically disqualify. But at the end of the day, we see how the election go. We see how elections are quite free without anything that can stop any.
All right, Alphonsus, you know, the journalists, they actually share, you know, they try for raise an eyebrow, say the credibility of an individual, and as much as they not represent themselves, but the credibility of an individual very much important. It just they make reference to Mahama, the former president of Ghana, where in the 2018, according to him, he played a very great role as he be observer, referee, and at the same time, he be a player. You know, the role he play, according to him, not being so much good for the election.
Role play which side? Because
Salon
they always
election, 2018 election.
John Mama, the role we play in the 2018 election.
Yes, according to the journalists, it say it not been cool and not been good.
That's your opinion.
Yes,
that's your opinion.
Yes.
John Mama, we be kaya, not kaya as a Ghanaian. The kaya for represents the ECOWAS community, a whole regional body. We interface with her.
Mm-hmm.
We meet with her. We discuss.
Mm-hmm.
We discuss with Emosoya.
Mm-hmm.
We discuss with other number of people.
Okay.
The thing is, if you look at the conduct of elections observers, whether na AU or EU, they have a framework and they have a guiding principles within the observe. When none of them, no, they go beyond their mandate. No, they go beyond that guidelines and principles. And until you interface with them, you go know. And so for talks the man, that man not anything we do now, so it is within the ambit and confines of the observer mission, which he can do na Sierra Leone. He not do anything on his own. Okay. And except if he talks to the entire ECOWAS, the ECOWAS as an institution can meddle with the 2018 election. Then naturally for take with ECOWAS, not to John Mahama. If you get concerned about the institution that man can represent, let's take up with the institution. That man not can represent himself, or not can represent Ghana. Okay. He can represent a whole regional body.
All right. So
within the framework of the African Charter on democracy, elections, and governance.
We'll move away from this, but Showers, last take on this. You get any last say on that? Showers?
I know the politics. We can at least 2018 election. Not to see I know that video. I mean, he was picked up on the national television. Over here, right here, over SMBC. The role that we play. We also also play. I mean, he left salons and I just study. Without nobody know. Where the moving government said again, one for personal Russia. He was very smart for the country. Like this and like that. I mean, not proceed. But one of them can be the role that he election, for influence election, particularly Nigeria, and then kind of and the elections between Moana and the government or the ruling government now. I mean, not to tell somebody who talk. She will offend it. Some of you know they can't see me, but it's not something more for discussion.
So in your world, the relationship or the role where Muhammad play in the 2018 election, the relationship still they live on with this particular government.
Definitely, very close relationship.
All right. So we move away from that particular one day, and we still there inside election business. Let me look at the present, talk of the town, where now basically this electoral, the ID cards thing. This one, when the African 24 say deceitfulness, ECSL shady a question. So I want to bring another paper again, where basically they talk about the same paper ECSL thing. Let's scroll quickly and find this particular issue on the ECSL thing where we talk about, because a lot of people don't get a lot of concern when they raise. Okay, this one are the New Age newspaper. The New Age newspaper get this one where say It's a voter ID card saga. More than 80% black and white. You know, then get the breakdown of the different things. So, what do you think about the black and white paper, or the kind of ID card where ECSL prints, and the kind secrecy behind the one that we print outside and the other and the company almost exactly, and spend all of them things there. What do you take? Showers.
The current ID card really is again. I mean, I sham to Sierra we have been using now the anti-corruption commission for long talk investigation to the ECSL, because can you imagine? I mean, where are you ECSL for the talk that day? I mean, because I was getting sleep. I think they went to about 2 to 3 bidders every day, and at the end of the day, we are calling to Namin money that 8 loans. We are the money that 8,000 loans. We are the money that 8 loans for one ID card, and we all know what thing happen as well in terms of their international bidding. The elections behind that. I mean, what they play behind the scene and that kind of thing. The percentage business they come up or that sort of thing. And that person know it is any kind of businessman. And now I'm gonna loss. If at the end of the day, don't tell them say I'm gonna it's loans for one ID card, and I'm gonna call. And at the end of the day, the kind of money we go to spend na the background. You will be here, you will be this, you will be that. So you understand. At the end of the day, you don't go print what you want. Like say we are not supposed to. Like say we are not people that we don't know we ask for help. We don't know how we don't know focus. Because you anyway, the government school or primary school, everything that can ID card and give them beginning. Most of now as a citizen, these are the only children, these are the only thing where Sagadina they know for say yes and beyond. These are the only time where politicians they go down to the least people them to go campaign for vote for them. And these are the only time where Sagadina they say back on the ID card, we back on Sagadina, people that go for vote and they see the face. I mean, this is a big sham. I believe that the anti-corruption commission for long investigation on the ECSL, the option they not do anything like that. Now they go and leave now they defend themselves strenuously. They don't know separating for talk radio because they don't fuck up and say again then they don't mess up the entire thing. Now this is a try for see how credible the election will be. Now we don't know the people ID card, the people that face on the ID card, people that information on the ID card. How people that go vote? How we go now on credible election? How we will need to credible election? How this election will be credible? There are a lot of things behind this. But the SEC for long investigation on this ECSL, for that can be for long ID card also. Come on, we are less than 3 million. I mean, we're not this one 4 million people who go for votes. When they go for votes, everybody will go for some quality, something they give people. Now the other man will talk, say, now the election and a sample. Wait 4 years, wait 5 years done, sometimes we'll count another one. No, not to say not tell me. We have to say, we have to do a quality ID card. At the end of the day, they can't go and mess up a paper ID card. I mean, these are the something, again, if you get voter party, ECSL will be a contributing factor. If you get voter party in the June election, because people will not go for voting the ID card. Because at the end of the day, they say, we will go take something from the field study. How do you go to the ID card for go business? Because the talk say the ID card will go to business, you go take and go for go to a bank, you go do some kind of transaction. How do you go to ID card with the field study? We are not serious in this country. We are completely like there. People are not doing what they want and this is free. If you have any serious institution for them, they follow mount investigation on them people there. For this kind of mess up with the issue for people. But nobody know the talk. Everyone else concentrate on politics. Now they remember now how for turn 1 to 10, how for turn 15 to 100. Now they know what they remember. Waiting for do for people they know the one. There are lots and lots of things that what we did for push correct before we took election. We cannot go to a credible election with this kind of ID card. No, we cannot. We don't go to election with this kind of ID card. Like me so particular that I will take you, I'm not seeing license. That's also black. Come on. We say we are 60 years old.
If we get a change to the Nosia.
Yeah, can you imagine if you talk we are over 60 years of age as independent. We will be like an ID card and we will take away.
All right.
I mean, we are not serious in this country.
Okay.
And again, I reactivate the SEC for the amount of investigation on
of the kind ID card with ECSL give you?
Come again, I will get you a little bit broken.
Okay, I say, what do you make up of the ID card them where ECSL they distribute right now?
All right. We monitor the distribution of the ID cards, and if according to voting the reports when ECSL don't present, because we monitor and we don't collect the voter ID card, and my face look clear. I will be also identify say some people their picture they be dark, some of them it not be even show.
Hold on, your face look clear, it gets colored or black and white.
My face is a black and white. The picture itself, not to color, but the frame, the card is colored. But me own picture, it show black and white and it clear.
Okay, and but not to black and white ECSL pay for.
You see, I don't know if you see.
Yes, I see. They call the ID. Okay, I'll people see. The ID ECSL na colored, but you face na black and white, but not to black and white
yes.
for ECSL pay for.
Huh?
Not a black and white picture ECSL paper.
Yeah, well, that one day an issue between ECSL and the contractor where they give. We not go take as an issue, because if you pay, you give services to an institution for provide a particular service for you, and they don't give that kind of service there, you get a responsibility for access for be accountable or for do a refund. So I think the ECSL
you say an issue between ECSL and the contractor and not a we own issue. Showers, please, now for mute quick. Just mute quick. Okay. You say now issue between ECSL and the contractor and not a we own issue.
Yeah, of course. What I try for say.
Why
listen, let make it very clear. Let make it very clear.
Yeah, okay.
What me know, and me as Alphonsus B. Mbani, now forget a voter ID card and for go vote. Me don't see me voter ID card, me picture not to color, now black and white is clear. ECSL get a responsibility now. If you don't tell the contractor, say, Alphonsus B. Mbani in picture where the printer, if for come out color. Now then guys see and say now black and white, and they don't pay for colored. ECSL get responsibility now for all the contractor for say no, this is a breach of contract, because not to me go sign at the can, not to me go sign with that contractor, and if me not be even no self say the picture is for be black and white or colored. So the one way go sign now they know how the picture before day. So if ECSL don't come out now say that the color they pay for, now they have a responsibility for tell that man say no.
Okay, so let me move you out of the picture. Let's say your own picture clear, but let me look at the many, like Showers, for example. You know they even see Yai. Other people and they were not to black and white, now born and white. They know they see nothing. Right. Just a shadow than they see.
Now that make a talk say we also need for the get information. What we get them to, and they will engage ECSL. Now ECSL don't come out with even a document, an information what they suggest as per what they don't declare. One they don't receive, and one they don't confirm. That about 2,324 when a photo less card, we not get even photo. We not get photo. They don't take note of that one. They get 243 when mismatch. They get 3,171.76 when a misplaced registration. So each of the one they ECSL don't also make sure that you a face dark. Then they take you a photograph again, according to the report. And somebody they will also be interviewed. Where which says they say they snap and back. They tell and say that they snap, they use the camera. So which means why ECSL they equally do their job and they express constraint, they equally try for remedy the situation. And mind you, I'm not here for defend ECSL.
So because you know the defend ECSL, make a
because I know the issues.
Alfonso, please. The question why they ask you now, a lot of people, Sierra Leoneans, them get a concern. Like Showers and so many other Sierra Leoneans, they expect the ACC for intervene because this na salon money and this not to the kind an ID card. In as much as what you concerned about now that you get your ID card and you get your picture, you no matter the color. But a lot of people they say, okay, a lot of money don't go inside it. Then for explain because number one, ECSL not able to explain who that na the local contractor. ECSL they not able to explain clearly who that na the international contractor. Like for example, the one that will make the 2018 card. You know, when you Google a name, you see say they don't make sample of cards them. But this one when you Google a name, you need to see anything from that. You not think say investigation need for be mounted into that?
According to ECSL, the contractor na informed like us. None of the contractor. According
That
to
the international contractor. Who that na the local contractor?
You hear me? So now that we get.
Who that na the local contractor?
If ACC, anybody thinks say or ACC feels we see say there is corruption, ACC can come inside.
So the ECSL ever tell we who that na the local contractor because then say they forget partner, they forget counterpartner. They ever tell we?
There's corruption. There's corruption. There's corruption. There's big time corruption. They don't need to tell you. They should start mounting up the investigation. There's big time corruption. People for the print ID card and code ID card, you can't tell me now say you don't know how they manage your print black and white. This is below the belt. I mean, let them people are beginning to take serious for once. Let them begin to take serious for once. Let them begin to talk to the people we don't know the next from the guy they talk to. You know the print ID card for any primary school. We don't need to see face. This is the way you start for rig election. And then I said again, you start for rig election. Yeah, but I'm not going to blame that because you can see the opposition party now, when they party, the inter-party struggle. If you don't take up this case, a serious one, the amount of serious investigation on this, but they are not concerned about it. When they set out for being a symbol, we not for being a parliament, we not for being as mayor, we not for being this. They're not concerned on that. They don't know they talk on that. There's no expect say that the government, if you don't come up with a statement on that, but they're not interested in it.
Okay, so Alphonsus, yes, I will ask you a question whether you think say ACC, in as much as ACC not get a work, but you feel according to a salon person, where they watch at how government they spend, you think say ACC need for come inside this?
Well, I'm pretty sure if there is any breach between the contractor and ECSL supposed to invite the action of ACC.
So wait, you
And
ever
if-
see
and if
you
ECSL
ever see
not
somebody
invite-
where they pan corrupt business they call anti-corruption for Kamitam?
Excuse me, allow me that done.
Okay.
If ECSL not invite ACC
Mm-hmm.
and ACC, based on their own finding or investigation, believes there could have been an element of corruption, then get a constitutional mandate or a statutory mandate for make them can even without the invitation of ECSL.
There you go.
Well, so but you know the wait for make a talk. Now two approaches.
Honestly,
ECSL
we know what's not the problem with any conversation. If you begin say something where it's not clear, then somebody go worry. And like I'll be worried about that.
If always listen to somebody in presentation because
Especially the last command of
ECSL therefore be convinced. Then let's therefore establish a fact say there is a breach with contractors. And so we don't agree. So long invite.
Even
if they don't invite, then ECSL.
Even me when not see the condition where ECSL give and not say breach day. Because not to black and white, ECSL not get and pay for black and white.
Well, we don't know it until
No, they don't tell me. They don't tell me. ECSL, you
so
say you get.
They say them pay for black and white.
No,
they say them pay for color.
Alphonsus, you say you monitor and ECSL, you listen to ECSL. ECSL don't come out and tell we say they not pay for black and white, they pay for colored.
The thing is, what I try for say is, once they don't pronounce that one day and there is a breach, now make a tell say, if what I give you, we agree, you fail. Now a breach.
Yeah.
And a breach, you the contractor get for become liable. You get for be accountable. So the contractor now get for explain to the people of this country, either to ECSL, to ACC, or to the public. So the contractor needs for inform the public say, indeed, now so ECSL will be going to contract, and now this have been do, but now this be make unable to do A, B, C, and D. So even the contractor gets a responsibility for provide information to the people of this country, not only ECSL.
Yeah, but the last question I go ask you, I will still ask you. You be ever hear who that how they call it ECSL saying that the local counterpart for this company when at the international bidder and company?
Well, me not ready. Now, me they discuss based on what evidence I get before me.
Because
What
according
you get-
to
what-
ECSL,
what you
then
get-
according to
what
ECSL,
ECSL provide to we.
according to ECSL, then say this international company suppose and then get local partner counterparts them, but this local counterpart they not ever tell we, and a lot of people are now see in the issue of USA you fail for provide information, then you dey left the people for begin speculate, you dey left the rumor for begin go all around. A lot of people now they speculate differently about who done are the local contractor because ECSL not able for tell we.
Well, we go ensure say ECSL, as long as ECSL don't make am clear say a local contractor, that international contractor for work with local contractor, then they get the responsibility for make public the local contractor where that international firm they work with Sierra Leone.
Okay.
As long it's also part of the agreement and it's also part of what you refer to as public information. And for because anytime you get information where people they get doubt by who they move towards elections, it will tend to forget some aspect of undermining the credibility of the elections.
Exactly.
So ECSL therefore do all what they get within their own power for ensure say they make that information outside, so people will get trust and confidence in the electoral process.
Correct. Okay, so let we move now away from that one a bit. Showers, what's the last submission on that?
Yes, I don't want to blame the contractor in this. You and I know, we know Sierra Leone, how things they operate in this country as to. This percentage business. I believe say somebody somewhere, sometimes we don't press, the contractor, don't take what you know for take, don't receive what you know for receive. So at the end of the day, the waiting available at the contractor, and I don't make for me.
So that asks you this question. You don't ever hear waiting ECSL or who that ECSL saying at the local counterpart?
So they say the contractor, the international contractor, are the same with the local contractor are familiar, but we are yet to find it. You understand? And again, are you minister will listen to me? Who are the deal, or who are the follow this program? So this particular idea they go back to. You cannot go any kind of cafe. They make out for me. So what am I for us spend about $1 million for go do that kind of nonsense they will make for me. So you understand? But we are not ready to move in this country. We are stuck behind. Every time they move in that kind of situation, we continue to be behind because they can mess up the day. International commission, they make
Let we move away and let me go now inside the Guardian Post newspaper. The Guardian Post newspaper get this headline where say RENIP calls for election postponement. What in this headline mean? What in RENIP na a political party or na waiting?
Yeah, of course, yeah. They talk to the level of the people. Yeah, RENIP, the Republic National Independent Party.
And a new party may be just the only convention, right?
Yeah, they have been right. I think they have contested about 2 to 3 elections now. They make 3 elections now in the contest.
Okay.
They call for a postponement of the election because the reason why they need the country, the economically the country is zero. So they appeal to parliament and they appeal to other political parties to put them come together and see our best for revamp or for resuscitate the economy of the country before we get an election. Because they say according to them, if we go to election now, at the end of the day, let me say if we get a change of government, or if even the current government still win the election, how we go for start at the nation? Because when you watch the dollar, it's over 2 million plus. Every day things are skyrocketed in the country. Basic commodity they go up on a daily basis. For them to work a square meal for them is difficult. So according to them, when they call on parliament, when they call on other political parties, for when they come to parliament, they talk to parliament. They see them as a borderly. We see them as a
So the question where I go ask you, where I don't know if then give that answer there. Then don't see any prospect for the then let the country be transformed within the shortest possible time, where then they call now for them postpone election?
I mean, the kind of mess with the economic mess with I mean, not to short sample.
Yeah. So you think say the parliament, you think say other people go actually accept that call from Renip, taking into consideration how things then they go now in the country?
No, I think that's the name structure. That's the complete non-structure. Of course, the position, because we can't call the one on this morning, I don't flag them up on the video social media side there. We can't call, I don't call. We can't bash people, don't bash me down. I mean, it tells you say people are not ready for any defilement of the election. I mean, they say June 24 or not for the votes. So it's like, so they don't know exactly, I mean, the kind of adjective we don't describe the leader and chairman of Freeway, do not biggest for Trudeau. The kind of bashman Trudeau don't be I mean, embarrassing. So I don't think Australians are ready for any defilement of the election.
Okay.
24, we are going to the post.
All right. Let's ask, Alfonso's, this not a call of Renip. Renip na a political party. They say, because of the kind way how the country they, it go nice for let them get postponement of the election and see how best they can able for resuscitate the economy before ever then go into election back. What do you think about this?
No, if the premises are for resuscitate the economy before going to election, we don't pass that stage. And the election, they postpone election for resuscitate economy. The incoming government, now responsibility for even bring for resuscitate the economy, or if the incumbent now win back, now responsibility for resuscitate the economy. And what we look at, if at this hour we will not see any reasonable reason yet, we will suggest for a postponement of the election. If there was any reasonable reason, if I don't be on the issue of the PR system, when people have understand that make even when the PR system will begin, we will be talk about the PR system, even though we subscribe to that one day. But when they talk, say if the opposition strongly believes say the PR system, the people are not ready for it, and it will be a challenge, then in parliament, they get a responsibility for say, now we don't agree, say they don't announce say June 24, 2023, then forbid the elections. But we not subscribe to the PR system. And ECSL not go able to do banding limitation, we will interfere 6 months to the elections. So the best we can do is now we shift the date of the elections. So which means therefore don't shift the date of the election, we for don't give the opportunity to ECSL for do banding limitation, and we'll go ahead with what we refer to as with constituency-based election, when are the first party post. But that time don't pass. Parliament not be suggest that one day. So not to a political party just they come. They will say they say now Parliament they take that decision because now they then Parliament they go agree say they extend the president in term to a period. So you a political party when they suggest one can win, you one can say they can't rule the country for just can say they make for them postpone the election. And you see, I really want I'm not a discredit them, but I think say we also get for profile solutions they will look reasonable to the country.
Showers, please mute.
I will need for the profile suggestions or recommendations will look reasonable, not just make fun of situation. I not really attempt for discredit that call of that political party there, but I think we get for give respect to with people that will also get for give respect to the process.
Last thing waiting to happen right now, Alfonso's. We get like 600 people, 450 na YouTube and 170 something na Facebook. They're all no. Everybody know to this particular call of Renip.
So that they tell you say the recommendation itself is not reasonable, and if they like when they make fun of situation, now like they make joke of the electoral system, now like what they can't make joke no more. Let you know how people they react. These are the things. There are times we also get for be sensitive to the situation. Economy, they postpone election because you see you want to settle the economy of the country. No. Whether if you win, you lost the incumbent, go can settle out. Now that makes they do election. They do election based either on the economy, political situation, the security system or whatever. Now all next year the people they use for decide say this man will they pull and come out, or they left and or they bring other person car. So not only they make it postpone election. Now the basis for many people they take a decision.
Showers. You regret that you actually, write within this man call.
No, the man I write, I no go regret.
Well, no, because sometimes instead don't get a lot of calls. Showers on mute. You mute. You now you write a story away, Renip then call.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean,
The man a reporter.
I mean, we don't forget the voice of, we don't forget the voice of every, we don't forget the voice of cut across.
Yes,
This is
exactly.
what the media are responsible to. We don't forget the voice of the smaller political party, the bigger political parties, because these are the same thing that he talks in. Now the media, not pluralism. They
Yeah.
don't give voice to the smaller political parties. We just concentrate on the green and the red.
Yeah.
So this is democracy. So you give the man the voice to get for talk.
Exactly.
I mean, like political party, we let it start on the ECSL. We go through all the government of PPRC and ECSL. So we're the same whatever. So I mean, this is newsworthy. It's newsworthy. I mean, so you don't talk say by regret or whatever. I never regret it. I mean, it's newsworthy.
No, I just ask questions, and a question no more ask, sir.
No, I mean, never regret it. Never regret it.
The man a journalist. Na in the report.
All right, so you know one thing. I think we will get for talk about this Renip where we done the program. As we done so, you go stay. Let we talk about them quickly. We say, I think we go nice for we interview him because sometimes it will get bigger. It will get I know well not a bigger. Waiting, it will get better angle to this thing than waiting with the talk right now. So it go nice for we actually hear from inside self waiting a makeup of this in call way they call on. So it might get a reason, and in reason can be valid, and it might get way out of him, but it go nice for we actually talk to him, let we interview him, let we hear from self mouth waiting a makeup of a call like this. Why at this time it make this kind of call? So we go talk about yes, Alfonso.
This guy it just about like the term in the mid to late 90s where they campaign on the FGM, immediate time mutilation. You know that somebody from another country, a white man, was there at the international council meeting, and the guy just that. It's saying they move a resolution, resolution. Instead they campaign on MGM, that a male genital mutilation.
Yes.
One man just bought that. So when the man can see, I make I just they are better to say they engage them, but sometimes get something else.
Yes, sometimes get
but
something.
May not just count something for just make fun of situation anyway. It not go tell on well.
All right. Let's move to the last issue. Where now the issue of McKinney. Let's go quickly now McKinney. See, this paper in a voice of Salon say following the killing of policeman, 31 suspects arrested. So Alphonsus, Human Rights Defenders Network. You don't watch on things them. You join Amnesty International following a press release on the August 10. We say we see a lot of people they lost their lives. Waiting you or your organization make up of this particular issue because now we don't get 31. Amongst that 31 and they you get forget people and they will know nothing, because the investigation. But love forget about the investigation. I love look at the incident. Waiting on a makeup of that.
No, the incident we condemn outrightly and we not think say it been timely, not appropriate, and it send a very bad signal. We didn't look from the security standpoint. And because we're not human rights defenders, one of the other parameters that we always look at now security. And when you can kill, even though it's wrong, you go kill like an ordinary police officer. The threat level is not the high. The way they talk say you go kill a whole regional commander of the operational support division. The threat level in assessment where they assess them is high because if they go knock out a regional commander, they will begin ask, what about that person who is down there? What about the constable? Or what about me, the ordinary person? So when they begin look at our assessment from that angle, they tell say it's not appropriate.
Alphonsus, we are big. When people and they talk about this issue, a lot of things them they come out of me aid. Number one time in the way this same IG where we get to now, we don't go now that same, Northly, McKinney to be specific. And he even advised in policeman then say, never, walk alone. No, not to never walk alone. Not to that they say. He say let in policeman them begin Liverpool. You know basically what I mean. Liverpool
Yeah,
means
never walk alone.
never walk alone. So right from that point there, I begin to wonder, say, waiting this IG don't see, we make it tell in policeman them not for waka 1-1.
Well, I don't know when he talked that one day. Whether
Not,
it be recent
like
time.
few months ago, it been in a newspaper, we review and I asked one morning.
All right, so which means if they look at the threat level, you know, then as security, if you see security personnel, they tell in personnel, they say, don't walk alone. They don't assess the threat level of their personnel that they go there at risk if they work alone. Where also they tell you about the security situation of the country. And so if you don't tell them that one day, it'll be unfortunate. That is just really unfortunate, and we condemn them to the highest point. We'll not think that for happen. And enough will happen. Now that can even place there where they talk about where they see tensions between the opposition and the ruling party.
According
and
to
the interpretation.
According to a police source, yeah, this not can be legit, but a police source, you know, when them go na the investigation scene. It say this particular officer, because before we get this source, people and they say na a snipe. Now somewhere somebody team up and get a long shot. But from the investigation, from the thing where we get the close source now, like they give them 4. 2 na in body, 1 in hand, 1 in head. And the head now we see. Yeah. And if you watch the pictures that will come up from the scene, where we not hear the policeman and they talk about, you see bullets they inside the motorcar. And if not a long shot, you not go ever see the shell inside the motorcar. Well, because any side where they fire gone, now they the shell for them.
Yeah, of course. For my own calculation, it suggests say the person really come very close
and inside from the motorcar.
Yes, inside the vehicle and shoot them at close range, not to like at a long distance. So probably what they get for need for do now for get their empty shell and they or then they for take the ballistic unit lab for make them go do some assessment so that they go determine the origin of that ammunition. So really, it's not good for security.
It's not good. But again, before you go to the security waiting, this is not just part of waiting we investigate. You know, if you look at how the thing happened, the person can inside the motorcar. And if you look at the person, where they kill so, na built guy, na strong person. And if person open a motorcar can inside, and not put up resistance before they give a bullet, it means say na person wey sabi.
Well, you know, in human rights, I know the term for speculate because none of we don't get that scene.
Yes, we just discuss.
If anybody they try for count their information, they suggest say somebody with double weakness will see the thing. All what we know is the man was shot dead. What you get for determine what you get for determine how they shoot him. Now the pathologists get for look at how the cartridge come, how it comes, and then go know at which range that man they shoot him.
Okay.
And which side the person in there. So it not go find. Now we begin the try for
the preemptive
whether
investigation.
Somebody is sabi or not, somebody don't sabi or this and that.
Okay.
It will be just appropriate or just look at the action itself, the shooting, then we left as to how the circumstances will surround how they go shoot her.
Okay. So last time we talk inside, you know, showers. What do you make up of all of this? I know you did listen to a conversation and you did listen to some of the submission the way Alphonsus they make and the way myself they make based on the investigation where we did do already. So what do you make up from you as a journalist? What do you done the observe so far?
I mean the killing of the rich OSA and Matthew, I mean very unfortunate. I mean but there are other certain things that they let me see improve to establish. Very requisite, I mean things them for investigate them can get them. That's one. For me, I mean there was a press release by the police. I think from last week when they sent to call. Up to now, no anything from the police. Yes, they have arrested a lot of people. I think over 30 people that are arrested. Have they been charged to court? Are they still investigated? Are they been charged to court? We all know what thing happened about when kind of investigation of Nassau. We don't know the first, second, or third then kind more justice when they don't do those things are done. Now we don't go like this democracy. Now we are going to come over first thing before they talk to we don't mind calling certain institution. Anyway, but we don't get things that we don't legalize some things they need. We're able to give free speech for talk. Don't only for guided by the constitution. You know, for those can talk like three no more at the end of the day without any proof or whatever. Only people don't say, let me speed up the investigation. But we need to speed up the investigation. Let me know the circumstance behind this killing.
Okay.
People are already behind that. I'm very glad the political parties, they all put press release, they condemn her, and then they urge the police, the CID. This is one of them. These are one of them. By now we forget the update from them. How are they going to investigation? But when you call, you say we investigate. They say that secrecy. I mean, they should, therefore, the police don't go more than that. Now, one of them, and it's like, see a police officer, then they kill you. You remember the Kuruma administration, where S.O. Williams, yeah, the late man, with a killer. Yeah, I'm over the government and the killer, cold-blooded. Investigation is up to now, we know the circumstance of that investigation. Now, we don't get another senior police officer. How the investigation is going. We don't get the whole. We don't get the whole. We need to know, they need to tell me. When I not begin keep at the end of the day, and I will tell you for free, Ali, when they listen to me. Immediately we go before election. This case has to go done and dusted. That's what I mean. If we're not for investigating before we do. So we need for quick investigation. And I come to the say, that's what 24 hours. They don't tell me, say, that's so happen. But we don't get it forensic. For us to say, what's happening to somebody. But we're not alert to people in it. But I'm not for the police, so they're not nothing. They're not for the tell so that the man in your family in that sense, they will say, yes, indeed. I mean, the government is interested, or the police, they say, I mean, they sympathize with you. But if you don't mention anything like that, I don't give the council. We don't know anything about that. I mean, there is a speed up investigation about that.
Okay, so let we conclude the program now. Alfonso's gets a busy schedule. Yusuf get a busy schedule, but let's conclude the program with this particular question form. You know, I just see according to Basita, he said time is running out. ECSL must address voter concerns over subpar voter ID cards. So apart from that, you think say ECSL actually need for look at them concern there quickly before we move into the election? I'll start with you, Alfonso.
Of course, and as I talk, I think ECSL don't respond to the issue. Then I begin analyze that at the beginning. When we begin talk, they don't tell we say 3,176 misplaced registration. They don't find them, and they don't misplace registration. They don't also relocate to their centers. They don't do that one. So as the thing they happen. As they get the information, every day when they feed them, now the central office, they automatically they act upon them. Because those are issues who will tell them, say, any issue they deal with the voting, as the information they get them, they can respond to it immediately. And ECSL, they really they up to the task for respond and do them correct the anomalies as they approach to the election.
All right, showers, because from the day one where ECSS start the process, we don't begin get issues them, and if you fail to address the issue, them it's like you plan for create problem or chaos. You know, you think say ECSL for actually look at then drawing the board again, look at all of the issues them from day one to now and address them before the election.
Yeah, I mean, you also they get a timeline. Every program gets your own timeline and kind of thing. If they try for pulling in the house, you know that, I mean, they can do it. Yeah, I mean, because body, also I don't know, they really look up to ECSL for a transparency, a credible election. Then they have a time to win. They can do it. But now, I think that we don't go out, so there's no way they move from the Tribalism and
Thank you very much for joining inside the program. Cecil Showers, Cole Showers, we na the head man for the Guardian Post, and as well Alphonsus Bani, we na the head man for the Human Rights Defenders Network. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Thank you, analysis and all. I want to wish you all a very good day.
It's a pleasure, man.
All right, so we actually don't come to the end of the show today. I want to tell thank you to the producer, Wina Elias Abba, and to all we don't watch the program. Please don't forget for like and share the program. We appreciate you all. Thank you very, very much. You will don't subscribe for the very first time. You will don't send your support, so we appreciate you. Well, until we meet again inside another beautiful edition of your program where we call Colres. My name is Nasembe, the Freedom Fighter. God bless we country Sierra Leone, where we call We Are.
Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wala now we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when they cook the soup or plasas where they like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program where we call Colres, as we dey look at different story them na the front page and inside the newspaper. So not forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube. Usai we go bring to una different guests them where they can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the voice of the voiceless.